Hi everyone, and welcome to this quick 20-minute Pilates session. Now all of what we are going to do today is going to be on the floor. So we're going to be lying on our backs and maybe some of it on our sides. But it's a really nice way if you don't feel like being on your feet, or you're just waking up in the morning and you still want to have that sensation of being on the ground. This is a really nice session for you to get still strengthened and lengthened. We are going to work with a lot of repetition, so be prepared for that, to teach our muscles some endurance. If you want to, you can use a resistance band, but you do not have to. I think you will still feel it without it. And also, if you want to, you can use the playlist below. Now I'm going to, after we've done a couple of stretches, count you down to pressing start together, so you are within the same song, because that will also maybe help you stay within those repetitions to get that sensation of endurance and a little bit of a burn. All in all, I think including the stretches, we're going to be here for 25 minutes, and we're going to start sitting nice and tall, and just with a couple of breaths before we get into a couple of stretches. So just set yourself up nice and tall, roll your shoulders up to your ears, and then roll them down your spine. And we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths together. Inhale, reach your arms high to the sky. If you want to look up, you can look up. And exhale, bring the palms back down by your side. 2 more times like that. Inhale, reach the arms up nice and tall, maybe gazing up. And exhale, bring the palms back by your side. Last time, inhale, reaching the arms up nice and long. And exhale, bring the palms back down by your side. Now we're going to just stretch one leg out, so the other one is staying exactly where it is. And there is some background noise as we are being outside. I hope you do not mind that. From here, we're going to reach the right fingertips all the way up to the sky, and we're just going to gently lean over to one side. And you feel the stretch all the way down the side, but you also feel it in your inner thigh, maybe in your hamstring a little. And you're feeling both seat bones grounded, and you're just reaching and lengthening to one side. Now twist your torso over that knee and cross your hands, and just find a nice little forward fold this way. You don't need to go very deep, but try to keep maybe the spine a little bit longer, so we're really stretching into the posterior chain here. Rise yourself all the way up to the center, and then just switch legs, bringing one leg out, the other one in. Bring the fingertips of the right hand down to the ground. Stretch yourself to the left, and then all the way over to the other side, feeling that stretch down the left side of your body, the inner thigh of that right leg, the hamstring of that right leg, and then turn yourself over that knee and stretch, crossing the hands here if that feels nice to you. And just give your posterior chain a nice little stretch. Rise all the way up, and then bring both soles of the feet together in the center line. I hope you can still hear me with all my hair in front of the microphone. Again, we're outside thanks to the wind. Press the soles of the feet really strongly together and draw the toes away. Then reach the spine nice and long and just bend gently over. Now this is more about the inner thigh stretch, so use your elbows to open your inner thighs a little bit, and try to bring your sternum forward rather than down. So you're really stretching out of your lower back. Keeping the neck nice and long, so try not to reach the chin forward, but also not down, so you're just keeping it in a nice aligned position. Beautiful. And then sit yourself all the way up. From here, we're going to come to lie on our backs. Now, if you have your resistance band, you can use that, and you bring it just above your knees here. And then you bring your feet hip width apart. Plant your toes and your ball of the foot and the heel of the foot down. Reach the arms forward, and then slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll yourself all the way down so that your spine is nice and aligned on the floor. And from here, you can bring the heels a little bit closer to the glute and already feel some tension in that resistance band if you have it. If you don't have one, then that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to scooch a little bit down, but you stay where you are. And from here, we're going to press play together if you want to use the playlist. In 3, in 2, in 1, and let's press play. Beautiful. Now from here, we're just going to do some spinal rolls. So inhaling here, with an exhale, you lift your tailbone off the ground. You lift your lower back off the ground, your middle back, until you reach the tip of your shoulder blades. Squeeze the glutes, lift your pelvis up towards the sky, and then roll yourself back down that way with an exhale. Inhaling once your glutes touch the ground. In a neutral position, exhaling, rolling your tailbone up, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back up to the tips of your shoulder blades. Inhaling here, and exhale, roll yourself down. One more time, nice and slow. Inhaling here, exhale, roll yourself slowly up. This time we're going to stay up here, squeezing the glutes, lifting the tailbone away from our shoulder blades, lengthening, so you really feel, if you're looking down, your chest, your belly button, and your pelvis in one line. From here, we're just going to lower and lift. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Now the glutes are not touching the ground, but they are keeping engaged throughout the entire time. We have a little visitor here, a dog, causing a little bit of mayhem, but we are just going to stay focused. Now if you have a resistance band, mine just broke, so I'm going to do it without it. Try to keep the resistance externally, so that resistance band is the entire time nice and firm. Down and lift, down and lift. 5, 4, 3, we're going to hold it at the top. 2, 1, hold it at the top, and we're just going to lift tiny little pulses. Pulse, pulse. Really draw your heels into the ground. Now if you want to, you can have your hands on your hips, or you can place them down on your body, down on your mat, or you can even have them in a 90-degree angle. Tiny pulses, squeeze, squeeze. For 8, 7, 6, 5. We're not going to let the glutes down almost the entire song here. 3, 2, 1, hold it up. Now next we're going to lower down. We're going to lift back up, and then we're going to open and close. 3, 2, and 1. Lower, lift, open, close. Now every time you open, you're feeling that resistance, but you're feeling the same resistance as you are coming back to center, squeezing the inner thighs together and feeling your abdominals engage here too. Open, close, lower, lift. Again, we're going to stay here for a while. It's about endurance, building that strength, that long muscle that can last you through this. 5, 4. Oh, the sun is beautiful here. I hope where you are, you have it just as beautiful, or are being inspired by the surrounds here. Last one, we're going to stay up, and we're just going to open and close. Open and close. Now try to keep everything nice and high, so you're not lowering as you're opening and closing. The glutes are squeezed, and they're starting to burn a little bit maybe. Close, open. Nice. Stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to go back. 2 little pulses. 1, hold it, pulse, pulse. Just normal pulses. So again, if you have that resistance band, you're still feeling some traction of the knees to the external. And if you have no resistance band, you're doing the same thing. We're going to go back to lowering down and up, opening and closing. Again, just that repetition allows us to really get into our body and out of our minds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower, lift, open, close. Lower, lift, open, close. Stay with it. Now might be feeling it already. I'm getting a nodding here from behind the camera. Stay with it and keep everything nice and controlled. Even in the lowering process, your glutes are nice engaged. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and little pulses out. Pulse, 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 pulse. Now this might be starting to burn here. Again, every time you're pulsing out, you're feeling it, but also when you're coming back to center. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. And then slowly roll yourself all the way down. Whew. Roll onto your side, whichever side you want to prefer and go first with. Again, if you have a resistance band that is not broken, go and you can still keep it here and it still will be above your knees. We're going to continue with our glutes here. So your knees are in an almost 90-degree angle, a little bit wide open. Your chest, your back and your glutes are lining to imaginary wall behind you. We're just going to open and close. Open, close. Now, if you have that resistance band, this might hurt a little bit sooner. If you don't have it, it will still hurt. So we're lifting the entire leg here. And we're going to stay here for a little moment until we're going to come into some clamshells. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. Now bring your lower leg to meet the top leg. Squeeze the heels together and we're just going to close, open, close, open. The heels are squeezing together and at the same time you're reaching your right hip or the top hip away from you. So you're keeping that nice length here. And squeeze the glutes every time you're opening up. And just stay with it here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold it up and pulse, 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 pulse. Again, you can lose the resistance band at any time if you want to. I promise you that this might hurt even without a resistance band, and right now I'm a little bit happy that mine broke. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, lower the bottom leg, extend the top leg. Now turn the toes down and we're just going to tap and lift, tap and lift. Working into the outer glutes now. So you're squeezing them as you come up. Try not to come too high. So this is more of an engagement of the side glute rather than it is a stretch and a high lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it. Here we're going to draw little circles with the right toes. Point the toes here and that right big toe is drawing a circle. Try and make it as small as you can, but it still wants to be a full circle. 5, keeping the core nice and engaged, feeling some lightness in the lower rib cage here. So you're not dumping onto the ground, but you're keeping nice and light. 3, 2, 1, hold it up, pulse, pulse, pulse. Tiny little squeezes of those outer glutes here. We're going to stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Just lengthen and hold it. If you have the resistance band, you will feel the resistance, but keep it there. Hold it. Hold it. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the knee into your chest. Draw it in and then kick through the heel. In, kick, in, kick. Stay here again. And we're just really kicking to the front, so not too much to the back. We're staying in that nice straight line. 5, 4, and we're going to finish with some pulses. 2, 1, kick, and pulse just the heel to the back. Back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Tap out your glutes here. Ooh, you should be feeling that in that side glute. And then we're just going to roll on our back onto our back. And we're going to come into some nice activation of our abdominals here. So inhaling here, bring your hands onto your pelvis, onto your hip bones, and exhale, feel the space in between your hip bones connect here, and then you're lifting one knee into a 90-degree angle, and from here the other knee into a 90-degree angle. And we're just gonna tap our feet down, so one after the other, without losing that 90-degree angle. Again, you can use that resistance band or you can leave it. And you can leave your hands in between your hip points and feel if at every exhale as you're drawing the knee back to center, you feel that space in between your hip points engage. Lower, lower. We're gonna stay here again for a little moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in center. Inhaling here. Exhale, come all the way up. Rolling your shoulder blades off the mat. Bring your palms to face the ground. We're just going to come into a couple of hundreds, but we're not going to do 100. So pulse your palms towards the ground. Using your breath here if you want to. Keeping that engagement in your lower abdominals, but also your upper abdominals are now involved. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and then roll yourself all the way down. Now we're going to come back to those taps. Tap center. If you want to, you can extend the legs if you want the next level. Every time you do so, again, with the exhale, draw the knee back to center. And try to keep that engagement of the lower abdominals that you can feel between your hip points here. So if you feel your lower back curving a little bit much, then just come back to those toe taps. Wherever feels okay for you. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to leave the one leg pointed or extended. Inhale here, exhale, come over to that left side and just pulse the arms here. Pulse, pulse. So you're bracing the leg with your arms, one on the inside, one on the outside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to center, back to the taps. Extend it or with a bent knee, whatever feels nicer to you. Again, be honest with yourself. There is no better or worse. There is no advanced or less advanced. Sometimes for me, I can actually feel those bent leg versions a little bit more because I can focus a little bit more on the engagement. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg extends. Inhaling here, exhale, come all the way up. Palms face down, pulse. Draw the belly button in and pulse it out. 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. This time try to bring both legs down. Lift them up. Down. Still keeping that 90-degree angle. If this is too much for your lower back, then just come back to the single taps. If you want to go further, extend, draw in. Extend, draw in. Again, be honest with yourself, keeping that control in that lower abdominal part. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees down. Now if you have a resistance band, get rid of the resistance band. Open your legs here and then just squeeze the inner thighs open. Squeeze, open. Now again, as you're squeezing, you feel your lower abdominals working. Squeezing the inner thighs together also means that you're engaging those abdominal slings that connect our torso to our legs. Squeeze. So really that lower part of your core is strongly engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let everything nice and loose go for a moment. Just take a couple of in and exhales. And then we're going to turn over onto our other side. Finding that length again, that lower back and upper back lined up against an imaginary wall behind you. The legs a little bit wider than a 90-degree angle. And we're just going to start by opening and closing. Open, close. Again, keep a lightness in those lower ribs. So it doesn't mean that there necessarily has to be a space there. That might, due to anatomy, not be the case, and that's completely fine. But try not to slump down here, but keep a lightness and keep that top hip reaching away from you. 5, 4, 3. We're going to come into some clamshells. 1, hold it at the top. Bring the heels together. Squeeze them together. Close, open. Close, open. Nice. And every time you open, you really feel your glutes squeeze. Even the lower one is involved, yeah? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it open. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Little pulses here. The ones that get the fire going, but also get you into that sensation of your body and maybe away from the to-do lists of the day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Lower the bottom leg. From here, we're going to extend the top leg. Turn the toes down. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. So really try to tap the big toe. And it's almost in a diagonal, so it will tap slightly in front, maybe towards the corner of your mat. Tap, lift, tap, lift. And again, you might feel that length, so really extend through that leg here. And keeping that lower part of your body nice and long. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Point the toes, draw little circles. And you're trying to do that from your hip. So you're not moving the entire body, but everything else stays nice and strong. So your core is always part of the equation. 4, 3, 2, little pulses. Pulse, pulse. Feel that length. Lift tiny bit so you really feel that engagement. You might even want to touch it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and reach the length. Hold it, lift it maybe a little bit higher. Just hold it, hold it, hold it. Flex your foot, draw the knee in and kick. In, kick. Now all of that again you can do with a resistance band, but you can lose it at any time. And as you can see, I'm not using it and I still feel it really strongly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out and just kick the heel back. Tiny little pulses up and back. So it's really tiny movement, but you feel it in your hamstrings and in your lower glutes. 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower it all the way down, tap that side out. Now we're already at the last song. And from here, we are just going to work on our obliques for a moment. So I want you to lie down on your side and bring your right hand, the lower hand, depending on which side you're lying, behind your head here. And from here, we're just going to do little lifts here. Lower, lift, lower, lift. So your knees are stacked on top of each other. And just feel into that engagement of your obliques. Twisting a little bit. 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, hold it up, extend the top leg, and then draw knee to elbow, extend and lower. Draw knee to elbow, extend and lower. Again, you can do this with your resistance band or without it. Knee to elbow, draw it in, hold it here, release. And with every exhale, you squeeze everything a little bit further towards the center. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here, and we're just going to hold it in an isometric crunch, really crunching it all to center. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and then release it all out. And we're just going to swing over to the other side straight away. So you are going to be on your glutes for just a tiny moment. Lowering yourself back down, the lower hand is behind your head. The knees are in that wider 90-degree angle, and we're just going to start with small crunches up. Really using the exhale here to feel your obliques working. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, extend the top leg, and then draw knee to elbow and open and extending that leg. And every time you're coming up, you're really exhaling to feel those obliques working strongly. Beautiful. We don't have long to go, and you've done your little 20-minute routine already. We have another 8 to go. 6, squeezing everything into the center line here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it, hold that isometric squeeze here. Stay with it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And then from here, straight away, bring both of your palms over to one side. And then with a big circle, open yourself to the other side into a nice open twist. Feel those muscles that you just used expand and stretch. Feel your breath coming down slowly. And then slowly come back in equal circle and roll yourself all the way onto your back. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just roll over to your side, palms touch, draw a big circle to come back into that open, beautiful twist. And feel again that twist. Your face is facing away from your knees. Feel your breath calming down slowly. And you feel a nice little stretch around the glutes maybe as well. It's something gentle. We use them, we want to stretch them, but they can also be a bit active, still. And then come to center, draw your knees into your chest, roll yourself up and down your spine a couple of times, and we're going to finish as we started. So coming into a nice and tall seat. Inhaling, reaching the arms all the way up. Exhaling, palms by your side. 2 more times like that. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms by your side. Last time, inhale, reach the arms up. This time, arms expand wide. And from here, you give yourself a big squeeze, a quick hug. And that's your 20-25 minutes for today. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you soon.